Welcome to TradingNBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 2nd of October. And while we continued the slight push, it was a little bit soft in between, but again, from the daily standpoint, not a whole lot of activity from the NBI white. We also have green DOC over cyan and red riding above zero. So we're still just in a continuation with up and down. Nothing out of the ordinary there. A little bit more activity from the NBI on the NASDAQ standpoint, but also finished up towards the peaks. Again, we're still seeing relatively weak volumes so far, but I think that'll start to pick up shortly. Euro continuing in that flat area here at the bottom. I mean, there's still, even though the weak from a short standpoint, just doesn't have any real impetus despite continued rising DOC red. If we can get cyan over, green over the cyan, we might see a little bit more of a pop, but for now it's still stuck in its range. Oil continues to be up near its peaks. It's filled in a couple of positive extremes, nothing extraordinary, but likewise, again, on the short setup, just not a whole lot of activity because you got failure of the white to continue its rise. So it's just plugging along there, and from treasuries, dip back down. Still closed up towards the high, but again, off its peaks, and it's just the expectation that interest rates will have to rise at some point. Bitcoin produced that white NBI with the magenta spike, and then once it started to trail lower, it was pretty straightforward from a decline standpoint. You'll note from the PNT2A that maintained the bottom side with on dips where it doesn't buy in the setup. I'm still putting together the finalization for the dots that are on the top end. So that'll be coming shortly, and that will change it. But from 50K, it started the short there, but right here where they met at the critical juncture, yellow, magenta, all meaning white, but then rejected with magenta going above, and that led to the late day spurt, which we can see on the 5K here. Again, look at that short range. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of oomph behind any of this, but started out plus. I talked about the positive extremes in the pre-market. Went all the way back to right in the 4,600 range and sold off pretty early for it. Pedaled around, and this is where those dark magenta show up when we have still the violet, and so it prevents the long setup. Still a couple of details I'm working because that chartreuse, just have to add in the language to avoid that one as well. But then the buy did finally come in right about there and came above until that magenta candle after the green below, giving it that positive support, and that retraced all the way back to the lows. And then produced right on schedule, perfect buy configuration from that, and that finished out throughout the remainder of the day. Of course, with this dark magenta that showed up there, you'll note did not get it, cleared the 5 level, but no pass through. And when you're looking at weak from a DOC orange in that, I'm looking for something that spikes in closer to like this, that then produces what you're looking for, which is the spike and dip. So maybe later on that will produce it. But that was how it finished. It was pretty bland overall, nothing special, but beautiful from the pink color matching. So all in all, that was right on line with what we expect to see from the paint matching, what we're looking for from dot expectations and that. As always, though, I will continue to update details on the Skype chat, and as soon as I have more details ready, I will certainly send them out. Trade well.